Bruno Fernandes, a Manchester United fan favourite or fading star, loved for his untamed passion, effort and sacrifice given every game for the badge, dependable, always willing to play, and let's not forget his consistency season after season, scoring and providing assists. But after the first 5 games of the 24-25 season, fans are starting to ask, is Bruno Fernandes finished at Manchester United? And is it time to move on?
I just don't think we need him anymore. The team has to move on. The team has to move on.
I remember back in that January transfer window when reports started about United's move for the then unknown Portuguese talent. My brethren was like, might be a good move, you know. He has scored a lot of goals in the Portuguese league from the midfield. You can imagine my skepticism. 65 million euros for a player from the Portuguese league? What was your first reaction when you heard about Bruno? Fast forward 4 years, Bruno isn't just a key player, he's compared to legends like KDB. But despite that, his recent performances raised doubts. Did Bruno live up to your expectations? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's look at the hard facts. In 150 games, Bruno has netted 46 goals and made 35 assists. But what about this season? His numbers tell a different story. Last season, he averaged 1 dispossession per game. This season, that's gone up to 1.4. The fans are noticing the drop. What about you?
And he's flippantly giving the ball away, nonchalantly losing possession, throwing the ball away, let's say, like a grenade. He's not beating the charges.
Worst start to a season. New contract curse, errant, stupid outside the boot Trivela passes are just some of the complaints from the fans. Bruno last season, compared to this one, shows similar stats for possession loss in the first 5 games. So why has fans and media called him out this season for being particularly poor? It is likely due to his performances over the last 2 games that saw Bruno being dispossessed 5 times, miscontrolling the ball 6 times and losing possession a whopping 49 times, according to FBref. Interestingly, SofaScore gave him a match rating of 7.8 against Crystal Palace, I think, and 7.5 for the Southampton game. However, fans have started to take note of Bruno's gameplay, and despite the win at Southampton and the draw at Palace, they have found him to be quite wasteful.
And your captain starts hoofing balls when there's 25 minutes, 30 minutes to go.
So, has Bruno been poor for United this season? I believe it could be a case of a player being asked to do more than what he is good at. That's one. But it was identified before his transfer that he is prone to being disciplined in his positioning and tends to do too much. But that was reason to be a feature of the quality around him at Sporting at the time. But years later, it seems he finds himself in the same position. And it is quite telling when he is compared to KDB. Though he played 41 games more than him to date, Bruno almost doubles KDB in the number of passes that travels over 40 yards. Bruno is often slammed for playing chaos football, and his high number of touches across the entire pitch hints to the indiscipline in positioning, or does it? Ignoring the disparity in games played between the two, it is noticeable that KDB is more positive in the opposition's half, this being the attacking third and the penalty area, and this is in relation to touches on the ball, right? KDB's positive gameplay comes at a cost, as his touches in the defensive half is 94% less than Bruno's. KDB has a shot creation per 90 of 6.63 compared to Bruno's 5.41. And Bruno and KDB's goal contributions are very similar, 81 to Bruno, 80 to KDB, but a closer look shows that Bruno contributions is more dependent on goals and in particular penalties. It is clear that running everything through Bruno might not be the answer. United needs someone like a Modric, a Scholes, a Pirlo to take the pressure off, We can even look back to when him and Pogba were in the same team, and Bruno even saying that he would really love for Pogba to stay because they had that chemistry, that synergy in how they played, you know. And I believe that's because with the two of them, it allowed Bruno to focus more on the part of his game that's beneficial to a team, his ability to score, finding positions in the box, that constant threat, you know, being that link-up play at that top part of the game, rather than coming so deep, trying to start the play and then finding himself running so many yards, trying to get back in the box to be at the end of the play, right? But until we find someone like that, and I know some might say Eriksen, but he probably doesn't have the legs right now. So until we find a real solution like that, Bruno's Superman complex could keep costing him. But do you agree? What do you think is the real solution for United?